This week in the field, dealing with boring skies, the bane of the landscape photographer's existence. Hey everyone, I'm Scott Davenport and welcome to In the Field. Thanks very much for joining me. If you haven't already, I'd like you to subscribe to my mailing list. You'll get some free stuff right off the bat. And you'll get to learn about things like workshops or other products before anyone else, some discounts throughout the year. And if you are a subscriber, thanks very much. And please let me know if you like the content or if you'd like to see something more. That type of feedback is always appreciated. Today's topic, boring skies. Happens to us all. Happens a lot where I live in San Diego through the summer. We have a lot of clear blue skies, great for hanging out at the beach, not so great for photography. So what can you do when you've got a boring sky? Now, I'm sure the first thing that's popping into folks' mind, sky replacement. Well, we're talking about in the field, not in post. So in the field, what can we do? Let me show you some footage from an outing I did about a month or so ago where I had a pretty boring sky. Back to my favorite spot, La Jolla. I'm revisiting this spot I shared with you guys a few weeks ago. This little section of the coast that I have not explored very much. And so I'm looking forward to getting down right into that lower surf. The surf's moving out a little bit. There's a nice bit of waves there. And the sun right at this moment is kind of hiding behind those cloud banks there. If you look out on the horizon, that glowing area, that means there's a break in the clouds. So I'm going to hope in 30, 40 minutes, there'll at least be some kind of action going on before the sun hits that horizon. And thinking about framing up, again, using some of these rocks here that are kind of pointing toward camera left, which is kind of pointing toward the sun. I'll get down there, get wet, see what kind of compositions we can get together here. Grabbing some long exposures with the 10-stop ND and thinking actually in terms of black and white. So set up at f16, mainly just so I can drag the shutter a full 30 seconds. I don't need the depth because the ocean will just get all nice and soft and smooth with a 30-second exposure. Something else I've been playing with is flipping the camera into a black and white mode so I can see a black and white version of the scene through the electronic viewfinder. Nice little thing we can do on mirrorless cameras. And that's giving me some ideas about composition where I don't have too much going on in the sky at the moment. Hopeful in about 45 minutes we'll have a break at the horizon. In the meantime, making the best use of the time that I have and doing some more softer ocean, seascapes. These rocks are just really cool, triangular shapes. Yeah, having a bit of fun. There were a couple of things that I did in the field to help my final photo become something pretty good. Number one is to shoot before actual sunset. You're shooting at the ocean, you got the marine layer potential, something that's going to swallow up the sun. Or maybe if you're in the mountains, you got the same type of problem. Mountains are going to start blocking the sun well before sunset at sea level. Your elevation becomes important as well as the terrain around you. So one thing is paying attention to the light. The second is to minimize the amount of sky in your frame. You see in this photo here, this is my final image. I only got it up in the upper, quarter of the frame. Not much sky at all. It's enough to provide a bit of context, and here's the horizon. But it is certainly not very interesting to look at. So simply composing your shot to minimize the sky in the frame is a big step in making a stronger photo when you've got a boring sky. I'd say of the two, the tip of the week is really to compose, minimizing the sky. For a landscape, really you've got mainly two choices. Either some subject that you have in the foreground is going to be the subject of the photo, or you've got a brilliant sky. Go in one direction or the other. You got a great sky, make the shot all about the sky. If you don't, minimize it and just get it out of the frame as much as possible. A little bit of context, otherwise just shove it up to the top of the frame and almost forget about it. And that does it for this week's In the Field. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please send a comment in, send questions in. Let me know that you are watching this, you're getting some value out of it. I know the likes and the plus ones and all that type of stuff, it's not a numbers game, but those little indicators that you're watching and you're getting something out of these videos, it does really help and encourage me to come back next week and do more. Well, until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Happy shooting.